Fruits for meat, herbs for healing. Grand Rising family, just got some love for y'all real quick. Having a high vibrational morning. I'm gonna share with y'all this little smoothie mixture I just made. You can see the mineral content just from the color. If you in tune, you know what that color means. And so what we had in here, you won't even be able to tell. We had some bananas. Let me see that. So we had bananas, triple berries. So we got bananas, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, avocado, and moringa. Very, very muy bueno for your morning, to get you electrified, to get you started, to love completely. And it's very important. And so I just wanted to use this morning to share one of the smoothies I make and how I get my morning started. And it's really, really important that you start the morning off with fruits or some type of herbal tea or nothing at all, because this is when your body is eliminating toxins at its highest level, at its highest capacity. So in the morning, you don't want to have anything solid. You don't want to have anything dense. You want to make sure you hydrate yourself. You want to make sure you do your breathing exercises, your yoga. You do all these things in the morning to build your vibration for the things that you have to encounter during the day. And so just want to share that with some of y'all. How y'all feeling this morning? We might talk a little bit about raising your vibes up. Y'all love yourself completely. Smoothies in the morning, fruits in the morning. Around about noon, this is when you start having your solid or your more dense food, so your body has all day to digest it. And then later on in the evening, you pick back up on your light eating. And this is one of the routines you want to implement for yourself, because your first purpose is to consume. We all talk about raising our vibrations and higher consciousness without having a complete understanding of what that means. In order for you to raise your vibration, in order for you to raise your consciousness, in order for you to raise the level of experiencing that you are experiencing through this human organism, it is determined by the health, the resonance, the vitality of the body that you express from. So, the higher vibrational foods you got. I'm gonna make a video later. I just want to tap into some people, and I also got I want to tap in and connect with some people, and also I have master cleanse as far as like 21 days of just smoothies. It's also on my page, but I will send to you. It's on my page in the album of 21 days of just smoothies, and it has 21 days of 3 smoothies made a day. I already put it out, whether people donate or not. I appreciate those who are able to support. I want to go over a live called the human is the original transformation of the original transformer of consciousness, and you have to understand how energy works. You have to understand that everything you put into your body, you got to understand what food is. Food is energy, so that means that everything you see, everything you smell, everything you taste, everything you interact with, everything you feel, each place you go, each person you deal with, each conversation, every bug, every insect, every plant, every animal is energy that takes you to a state of growth or decay, health or disease, harmony or chaos. And this is how you process energy. I want to make a video probably like an hour or two on the law of vibration. How is that, boss man?
Good.
Yeah. You ready to get started for work? Got you nourished?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, just some. I'm here in Florida. I stay with my goddess and family until I make it to Georgia to visit my own family. And this is where I've been. I haven't been in Honduras, so I've been up here nourishing myself, downloading, meditating, concentrating. Been to myself, and I want to broadcast some love to y'all. So, in about an hour, it's gonna be a live called the law of oneness and the law of vibration. I'm gonna show you how to attract everything into your life. I'm gonna show you how to manifest. The only thing I have a hard time manifesting is the thing I don't care about the most, which would be money, because I really don't really care about it. But unfortunately, because they got our food locked up, they got our land locked up, they got our people locked up, they got our intelligence locked up, they got our wisdom locked up. We need money to sustain ourselves on top of this system. And so I try not to charge people. I only reach out for appreciation. Sometimes it backfires. Like, oh, you asking for appreciation or donation, you should go out and work. My page is my service to my world. I put out free detoxes. I put out constant videos. I put out a constant message. Anybody that's receiving growth, nourishment, vitality, love from my page and from my posts and from my social media and from my YouTube and everything I do and from my detoxes, this is my service to you. Those who are able to support, I really appreciate it, because this is all I do, and I'm trying my best to go about life, training and assisting the world. And I've been doing it for 2 years without charging nobody, only asking for appreciation. I've traveled, everybody know my journey. I've traveled to Ecuador. I've traveled to Costa Rica. I've been to Honduras. I've been to Colombia, only off my PayPal. I don't own a residual income. I don't have a bank account. I've submitted myself for the world. And I was explaining this to somebody else. You got to realize that in order for you to attain the level of consciousness, the level of health, the level of vitality, it's not meant for everybody. Everybody can't drop their job. Everybody can't drop what they're doing because the system has been on top of place on nature, have been put on top of place of nature, and that we're not able to detach from this system without destroying ourselves. We're not healthy enough to detach from this system and to go live in harmony with nature and grow food and live in harmony with each other. So as this shift, as this adjustment happened, certain beings have been chosen. Certain beings have been called to return to the tropics, to purify themselves, to purify their mind, to purify their soul, to gain the consciousness, to gain the health, to gain the wisdom, to give back to the people. This is what every savior has done. The savior, look at any savior in any religious book. The savior must detach from the money. He must detach from the job. He must detach from his family. He must detach and go back into life and restore the human expression of life. And then I can come back and give it to you in exchange for the energy that you're accumulating in Babylon. So while everybody is not able to go to the jungles of Ecuador, to the jungles of Honduras, and go to the top of the mountains and only eat fruit and be breatharian and fast and meditate daily to gain the consciousness that will restore us, that will restore the earth, that will restore humanity. Those who are not able to do that, I was sent. And since I was sent, you're able to exchange the information. You don't have to go. You're able to get all the light. You're able to get all the nourishment from me, from yourself, as me. Everyone is you. We're all here to serve each other. So it's just an exchange of energy. So I appreciate those who are able to exchange with me and keep this broadcast going, because this is all I do. Right now I'm in Florida. Anybody that's in Florida, please reach out to me. I could use a gym membership. I want to go work out, man. I ain't got no gym membership down here, so I've been kind of bored. I want to go take care of myself. I want to go love myself some more. And so it's very important that we understand how energy works. We understand how consciousness works, and that everything that you do is bringing you to a higher or lower state of consciousness, to a higher or lower state of decay. You must realize that everybody is you. The law of oneness, I'm going to go over later. The law of oneness and the law of vibration. These are the two laws that you have to understand to manifest any part of your reality in a way that's going to cause more peace, more growth, more abundance, more love, and less hate, less destruction, and less disease. We have to understand how energy works. The law of oneness states that we are all one, that we are all sharing one breath. And this is where I'm going to show you what people get messed up in, is that, oh, we're all equal. There's no superior and inferior. That's not true. You see, you got to understand that equal in source. So meaning that the law, this is how you find it. You have to combine the law of oneness and the law of vibration, and then you will know who I am. You will know me as you. I am the higher self of human consciousness. If you cannot understand this, it just shows where your consciousness level is at. To show you again, the law of oneness states that we are all vibrating from one source that has no beginning or no end. So there's no one place that this source is. There's no one person that is the source of this vibration, but we're all vibrating this same source of energy, this same source of life. So we're all equal in source. But if you look around, you will notice as this equal source, as this equal breath, there is taller and shorter. There is faster and slower. There is darker and lighter. So we're equal in source, but we're different in expression, and we're resonating at different levels of frequency. So if I can cause more growth into your life, more vitality, if I have more growth, more vitality, more harmony, more peace, more transformation to give you than you can give me, I am your higher self as you. You see, everyone's a teacher and everyone's a follower. Everyone's a master and everyone's a student. It's just knowing who you're dealing with as yourself. You see? That's what a circle is. You see, a circle, if everybody's standing in a circle, it's two things that are true. Either nobody's a leader and nobody's a follower, or everybody's a leader and everybody's a follower. Either everybody's a master and everybody's a student, or nobody's a master and nobody's a student. Both can be true. And so when... 1 second, let me drink. Throat getting dry. I'm going to give y'all some more downloads from this. So, if you cannot understand, remember that there's only one being in existence. There's only one mind in existence. There's only one emotion in existence being expressed through all bodies, all minds, everything in nature, through every eye, through every animal, through every insect, through every plant. So, being that it's only one being in existence and we're all vibrating on different levels, right? If you don't know who's vibrating higher than you, if you don't know who has more health, more consciousness, more growth to assist your transformation, you cannot grow. And if you don't know who is vibrating lower than you, who could use your assistance, who could use your knowledge, who could use the wisdom that you have accumulated up until this point, you cannot teach. In order to teach, in order to learn, you must understand the law of oneness and the law of vibration. This is why a lot of times people will conversate with me, or I don't engage in certain arguments, because after I pass a certain level, people want me to listen to the ignorance that we have already surpassed about me, about our ancient knowledge, about the Bible. But you have to understand that once you understand energy, you don't process this shit. I don't process everybody. I don't want to talk to everybody. I don't want to go to every meeting. I don't want to hang out with every group. Because you got to realize you have to process whatever conversation they're having. You have to process whatever energy they have. You have to process whatever intent. And that process, when you process this energy through your sight, through sound, through what you speak, through your interaction, when you process this energy, it's going to take you to a state of growth of your consciousness, of your body of consciousness, or decay of your body of consciousness. It's going to take you to a higher level. This is what it means to ascend. We have a lot of people who get conscious and are not really as conscious as they think. They start talking like, oh, well, there are no masters. There's no way to be ascended. There's no one that's really enlightened. That's not how this works. To be enlightened, right, is to be within yourself, to lighten the load of the toxins. And so when you're eating light from the earth, everything that you eat, anything that you get from the earth is made of sunlight. So you're enlightening yourself when you're eating raw food. So when you eat the raw foods, you put it in and it lightens the body. You start to lose weight. Enlightenment. When you're in harmony with the earth, when you're drinking the purest waters, when you're getting UVB sunlight in the tropics, when you're eating the highest resonant fruits available, you're getting liquid light. You're getting solid light. Something that appears as solid as energy, but it's still light. And so as you eat this light, you become enlightened as you release your toxic load, as you release things that do not serve you. This is what enlightenment is. Life is consumption. Okay? So next, ascension. To ascend the organs, the cells, the tissues, to make a transformation. If you start eating only fruits and vegetables, working out, doing yoga, doing your breathing exercises, no one has to draw on the abs or the muscle or the definitions or the tone that's going to happen to you. It is a transformation. It is an ascension of the body of consciousness you have. How did those abs, how did that chest, how did that mind, how did that voice, how did those emotions get there? It is a transformation. As you eat and you live in harmony with the earth, you start to release toxins. The body starts to shape itself. This is what it means to be in shape, to be in geometry with life, to be in geometry with yourself. When you start to take the right things from the earth, the right things from life, your body makes a transformation and you get in shape. You get in harmony. You get in geometry with the formulas of life. And the body responds to this. And as the body responds to this, the life outside of yourself responds to this. You must eat from the garden, not from the graveyard. You have to love yourself completely. We've been taught to focus on so many other things that don't matter. Everything besides consumption is an experience. The only thing that's really not an experience is consumption. Because if you look at your breath, you can either take control of it or it can happen without your own permission. But the breath is going to happen. So you see, this is not an experience. This is your purpose. If you don't breathe, you're not going to exist here. You see? It's a subconscious and a conscious act, meaning that life itself is moving through you and it will breathe for you if you refuse to take control of it. Or you can consciously take control of it and take in more breath. And this is what meditation is, controlling the breath. Having control of the breath, being one with your breath, being one with who you really are. And so anything we remove the breath from, we remove life from. So anything you remove the breath from, you remove life from. And so anything you put into your mouth that's dry, that's dehydrated, is not the best thing for the body. This is why raw foods are complete. Because it's complete with breath, it's complete with water, it's complete with sunlight, it's complete with earth. So it completes you. It's going to help complete your transformation. You have to realize is that you're trying to transform based on a genetic code. That is DNA. DNA is oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, and nitrogen. Meaning that if your food is missing water, if your food is missing air, it's not helping you transform at all. It's taking you to a state of decay. You will be dismantled by life. And that's what's happening to us as a people. It's time we let go of religions. It's time we let go of a lot of books. It's time we let go of the ancients. You are the ancients. You are the studies. You are biology. You are astrology. You are numerology. You are all the things that you want to study. You're only trying to study yourself. But you're studying yourself from an outside base instead of an inside base. You're trying to study yourself from the outside in instead of from the inside out. And when you understand the inside, when you understand the inhale and how you have to give it back, when you understand that everything you drink, you got to give it back. Everything you eat, there's nothing that you're going to keep. The body doesn't, I said this the other day, the body does not need more minerals. It does not need more superfoods. It needs more humans to stay out of the way. I had an argument with somebody, one of my brothers, because they are great gardeners. And we all have our place in this world, but the world doesn't need more gardeners. It doesn't need more gardeners. It doesn't need more people raping the earth. The earth has enough plants. It needs more people that want to go live in harmony with the earth. More people that want to go transform their DNA. It needs more meditators. It needs more chanters. It needs more shamans. This is what the world needs. They didn't go around murdering all the gardeners. They went around murdering all the shamans. All the people who were trying to restore the planet, who were trying to transform our DNA. Somebody told me, they said, you might as well be a Buddhist monk up in the mountains. It's like, if that's what it takes to restore human consciousness, that's where I be. If you notice, nature already has this under control. The bees do their job. The ants do their job. The gorillas do their job. The fish do their job. Every species on the planet is doing their job. I just watched a video earlier. It said that if ants were removed from the planet, we think we're the most valuable thing on the planet, but we're not showing it. If ants were removed from the planet will not make it. Just the smallest creature, ants. Things will not be able to decompose. The flowers, the plants will not be able to get the nutrients they get because the ants are transforming decay into something that plants can use. This is why you're not supposed to eat it, because these are the jobs of parasites. These are the eating dead food is the job of a parasite. Eating dead food, dead artificial food is the job of ants, worms, fungi, parasites. These animals are not. Nature has already designed something to handle the dead stuff. You are designed to consume life. Producer, consumer, decomposer. Take your pick. You are here to produce and consume energy. You consume energy and you produce more energy than what you consume. Meaning that I can go all day only off juice and I can produce more light. I can produce more life. I can produce more energy than I have consumed. This is what you are. You are the best processor of energy on the planet. You are able to absorb more sunlight. You're able to take in more water. You're able to take in more energy and transform it into a way that can benefit the earth better than any animal on the planet if you so choose. The world doesn't need more successful people. It doesn't need more business operators. It doesn't need more financial counselors. It don't need more lawyers. We don't need more police. We don't need more judges. We don't need more teachers. We need more people willing to live in harmony with the earth and unlock their DNA and unlock the consciousness that's supposed to be unlocked so that we can understand life, so we can continue to grow without beginning and without end. We have forgotten our purpose is transformation. We have forgotten that our purpose is evolution. Every day, we love to see butterflies, forgetting that it made a transformation, a physical transformation, not just some shit you can't see. It transformed from a caterpillar into a butterfly. Just like little tadpoles, they transform into something that's like a little fish, like a little minnow. A little tadpole looks like a sperm for the first couple of weeks of its life, then it transforms into a frog. We are forgetting that your DNA is here to transform. You are here for transformation. Everything else is the experience on top of your transformation of the air, on top of your transformation of the earth, on top of your transformation of the water, and on top of your transformation of the light that we receive from the galaxy. Your first purpose is to exchange with the elements, and every single part of you does that. There's not one part of the body. I'm going to have to go live again. I don't want too long, but there is not one part of the body that does not transform based on the elements. The skin is transformed by sun, water, air, and earth. You put minerals on your skin, lotion. You go out and you bathe in the sun. You take showers, the body absorb water. You breathing through your skin. There's not one part of the body that's not interacting and exchanging with the elements. We have to realize that we have divorced ourselves from life and we worship religion, not realizing that God is nature. Anybody that's worshiping religion over nature, you do not serve God as you think. You are serving the forces of death. Every religious book, the people are dead. Dead information. These people no longer exist. We are living in a way that worships the dead. And this is why we eat dead food. We eat artificial dead food. We absorb dead artificial information. We worship dead saviors. The saviors are here. If somebody gonna save your ass, they right here in front of you. The people that come to you offering you fruits, vegetables, and herbs, these are your saviors. Stop looking for them in a book. I guarantee you can go read any book you want to and eat meat all day. You won't get healed. But you go to somebody who knows what they're talking about in nature, you will get healed. Nature is God. You cannot find me in buildings built by man. You can only find me in buildings built by life itself. There's only two places. If you can't find God in places made by man, it's only places made by man and those made by nature. So you do the math. Remember that God is omnipresent. To be omnipresent means to be present in everywhere. God is omnipotent, meaning all powerful, meaning that all power that's known exists as nature. Name a power that exists outside of nature. Name presence, omnipresent. Name presence that exists outside of nature, past, present, or future. You see? Omniscient, all brains, all minds, all atoms, all cells, all tissues, all organs come from life itself. There's no way to describe God without describing nature. If you know somebody that can do that, please bring them here. Tag them. Bring them to the live. Who can describe God without describing nature? I'm waiting on it. You can't do it. There's no moment you can say where God existed and nature did not. God is the invisible creator existing as the visible creation. You see? You are the eyes through which creation sees itself. Do you serve a limitless God or a limited God? Because if you serve a limitless God, like you say, limitless, meaning you can't limit God to being you. So you gotta be God. And now people hate self-responsibility. Nobody wants the responsibility of taking care of the earth, of taking care of the animals, and taking care of the plants, and taking care of our families, and taking care of the human race. Nobody wants the responsibility, so it's easy to say the devil did it. It's easy to go outside of yourself and the devil making me do this. The devil is the reason the earth is like this. It's easy to blame sin. It's easy to blame the devil. It's easy to blame society. It's not easy blaming your own self for killing your family and killing the earth and poisoning the air and poisoning the water and feeding yourself death and eating from the graveyard. It's hard to take that responsibility, but you must take it and you must grow from it. The only way to serve God is to serve health. It's to serve life. A war against health is a war against life, my nigga. What the fuck you thinking about? I get tired of people argue with me about health and veganism. Oh, it's just health. What do you mean just healthy? A war against health is a war against life. If your baby's not healthy, it's not going to make it. Any baby before it comes out the womb, the baby has to be healthy in the womb, or it's not going to make it. It has to have some level of health. Health is your first purpose. And if anybody you know, if any organ you know, if any tissue you know, if any cell you know, if any animal you know, if any plant you know fails at health, if any star in the galaxy, if anything fails at health, it fails to serve life and it will be dismantled by life to create another healthy expression. So you can't get out of it. You cannot escape your poisons. You cannot escape your toxins. You cannot escape your mind, mood, and behavior through the illusion of death, because there is no death for you. You will transform this energy you have created. So you can transform it now, or you can come back and you can transform it later and trust those new parents and trust that new reality on the energy that you got to serve. But you got to transform that energy, and everything in nature understand that. It's not just you. Every plant, every animal, every insect, every being on this planet is exchanging with the elements. Your first purpose is to be in unity, to live in harmony with the elements sun, air, water, and earth, which is your soul, your blood, your breath, and your body. Facts, Ellen. Tell everybody. Do you serve a limitless God or a limited God? Because a limitless God means that God is all space, all matter, and all time. All people, all places, and all things. You see? Past, present, and future. Infinite in all directions. Meaning that no matter where you point, you can find God. No matter what rock you turn up, you can find God. No matter what galaxy, no matter what star, you're going to find God. Even in empty space, you will find dark energy. You will find life force. You're going to find God. Omnipresent, present everywhere. There's no word that God does not exist. You can't limit creation. You want to say that, oh, this, and then people want to say, so all the evil in the world, so God did that. Now, all the people that read religious books, does it not say that I create light and I make the darkness? I create peace and I cause chaos? That is you, God, creating your light and creating your darkness or your darkness. You creating your health or your disease to self, other, and all life around. Each breath affects the whole, each cell affects the whole part of your being. So like you have millions and trillions of cells that affect this God being called a human organism. They affect the whole. Each human on the God being called Earth is affecting the whole God of the universe. There's only one being in existence, which means that each being as God is affecting the whole. And so we have to look at what we eat when what we eat is affecting the whole. This is why we have to. This is why you must be disciplined. You can't eat meat and say you serve God. That is a lie. You serve the devil. You serve disease. You serve destruction. Is it not killing your people? Is it not killing the planet? Is it not destroying life? Who do you serve? It's time you pick up that. It's time you pick up your mind. It's time you pick up your mood. It's time you pick up your behavior and you stand for life. Because life stands for you or you would fall apart right now. Who keeping that skin on the flesh? Who keeping that flesh on the bones? Who holding the bones in place? Are you holding your heart and your stomach in place right now? Who holding that in place? Who telling each cell in the brain what to do? Who telling it what to think? Even if you try to stop thinking, thoughts come in and out. Who's sending those thoughts? Where does this energy come from? You have to transform your own thoughts. You have to transform the breath. You have to transform the water. You have to transform everything in existence. Every energy, every place, every person, everything that you deal with, you have to transform that conversation. You have to transform that energy. And you might have to transform that person if they stand for death. If they stand for disease and don't know it, you got to transform that person. That's you. This is why we speak health. This is why we go out and we talk about health and herbs and healing and veganism. And this is why we don't let up on it, because they are you. After you have healed yourself inwardly, the rest of yourself is outside of yourself. You see? It's only one being in existence. The first thing you got to do is save yourself. The part of yourself that you can control the most. This part. You save this self. You save this cells, and then you can help other selves. You can help other cells outside yourself. Because now you have a healthier mind, mood, and behavior to do so. You can't help nobody or teach nobody or talk about religion or talk about God and with a sick mind, a sick mood, and sick behaviors, and a toxic body. You don't know. People be always telling me all the time, well, this is not for me. How do you know in a sick body? You don't know what all you have known is sickness. All you have known is toxicity. All you have known is disease. So anything that affects a diseased body won't affect you. See, it's a difference. Sometimes people feed me something like, they kind of feel like I might be too extreme sometimes. Because I eat something and be like, oh, it's killing me. Oh, you've been extreme. Like, no. When you at a high vibrational, when your body's really clean, anything you put in it is detrimental. It's a disaster. It's chaos. It's death. It's like somebody put a whole graveyard in my body to give me the whole thing. And I feel it emotionally. I feel it physically. But when your body is full of disease, when you're full of parasites, when you're full of worms, when you're full of toxins, you don't feel the difference. It's become normal. You got to understand the word extreme means outside the norm. So health has become extreme when it's supposed to be normal. Health is normal. If you don't succeed at health, if any organ, if any tissue don't exceed at health, it don't succeed at life. This is supposed to be normal life, normal purpose. But today, we have to fight for health. We have to beg for support on health, on healing the world, on healing. All right, if everybody's going to use, remember that it's a system being put on top of place of nature to where now we have to use funds to buy our transformation. You want clean water? You might have to go pay for it. You want the best fruits and vegetables and herbs? You got to go pay for it. And so we live on top of a system where this has been created, right? And so on top of the system, we have to see this and see that what we accumulate financially can either be used to restore humanity, restore the earth, restore the planet, assist those who are doing the same things, or the money can be used to further destroy it, to further kill us, to further mentally oppress us. But these are the decisions that we're making on a daily basis. And so I had to tell the brother, and he sent me something right out. I told him, because he was like, most people, he understood what I stood for, but he was like, most people, there's a lot of people outside the tropics, and they just ask for stuff. And it's like, you got to realize that a lot of people aren't just asking. A lot of people have been called to the tropics. They have been called by the earth. They have been called by the sun. They have been called by the water to help restore the planet. And those beings who are not able to leave, who have an abundance to support, that should support the restoration of the planet, the restoration of the human race. I am your brother. I share 99.9% DNA with you. Do you want me to look just like you for you to see that I'm your brother? That I'm your son? That I'm your brother? That I'm your cousin? That I'm your uncle? That I'm your dad? This body has been here 31 cycles, but I've been here in eternity. I come with the message from immortality. I come with an immortal message. It can't die. This is what it means, immortality, because I am not the messenger. You have identified me as the messenger. I'm the message. I'm the word. I'm living breath. And when this living word leaves, so does this body. This body's going to go back to the earth when this breath leaves. You're talking to the messenger. You're talking to the Messiah. You're talking to the message. Stop identifying the message with the messenger. You see? This is this breath. This breath was shared by the breath I breathe. The breath running through this body, the breath running through these cells was shared by the ancestors. Was shared by anybody you ever thought to be God. It was shared. This breath is shared by every animal, every tree, every plant, every galaxy, every star. Show me the beginning and end to this breath I breathe. You're talking to the message of life. I'm here to restore you. I am the higher self of human consciousness. And if you heard it, what you heard in your own brain, if you can receive it, you heard me say, if you repeat it correctly and you close your eyes, I am the higher self of human consciousness. So you can be that too. I am. This is why they say that I am is the only true name of God, because God is all things, and that if any plant could speak English, if every animal could speak English, if every tree, if every star, if every galaxy, if everything in life could speak English, and we all said I am at the same time, we will all be using the same two words to talk about self. It's only one being in existence, the I am. Whether I am a galaxy, whether I am a human, whether I am a plant, whether I am a star, whether I am an animal, I am. Meaning that no matter where you point, I am. There's that breath. No matter where you point, there's time, space, and matter. No matter where you point, there's masculine, feminine, and the time, the continuation of the two. No matter where you point, there's negative, positive, and the continuation of the two. The inhale, the exhale, and the continuation of the two. The expansion and contraction. And as we speak about expansion and contraction, this is what it means to grow. To grow is expansion. Expansion of your consciousness is growth. Health. Contraction is decay. You see? When you're eating dead food, see, dead food is in a state of contraction. It's in a state of decay. This is why you don't go to the store and buy dead vegetables, because it's in a state of decay. It's contracting back into the source, so it can expand once again. And this is all you do. You inhale and you exhale. You inhale and you expand your consciousness, the conscious breath of life. You absorb that, you bathe in it, and you contract. You expel anything that does not serve you. You see? This is happening whether you want whether you want it to or not. You cannot stop your and that's another thing. You can't stop your transformation. It's just, what are you going to transform into? With every breath, if you're breathing pure or toxic air, you're transforming. What you're transforming to is up to you. With everything you put into your mouth, you're going to transform whether you like it or not. If you hear, you got to transform based off the elements to a higher state of consciousness or to a lower state of consciousness. You're going to transform for growth or decay, but you're going to transform. The only thing that's an illusion is the illusion of death. You see? Because you can never truly die. Death is just a scientific term for decay. You see? For you being dismantled by life only to make something else. There's no such thing as death. The only thing that exists is life. Just like really, there's no such thing as disease. The only thing that exists is health. You see, what you call disease is nature's health dismantling you. Nature sent those healthy ass parasites to take your ass apart. You see, there's no such thing as disease. There's no such thing as death, really. You're being dismantled by life. Disease will make you think like something is trying to kill you, like nature is not trying to kill you. It's trying to dismantle you because you refuse to be a healthy expression. You refuse to assist the sun. You refuse to assist the water. You refuse to assist the earth. You refuse to assist the human race in its transformation. So it's better that I dismantle you and create another human being who's going to obey this breath, who's going to obey the laws so I can communicate through this being as the I am, as the oneness. If you don't serve nature, you serve the devil or your own devil or your own demons. You cannot get out of this game called life because you are the game called life. And just like any good game, just like any good video game, you cannot change the bosses. You can't change the stage. You can only get better at the stage. You can only get better with the board. You on a stage called life. You on a stage called earth. The earth has already equipped all the things. So the earth has equipped all your power-ups. You got all the fruits, all the vegetables, all the nuts. You got pure air. You got sunlight. Nature has given you all the power-ups you need to transform your DNA and be ready for those toxic conversations and be ready for those toxic people and be ready for the toxic environment so you can come and you can transform and you can beat the next stage and get to the next level. But on this stage, in this game called life, they have distractions. And this is why we have these corporations, these stores, these artificial laboratory foods, this dead food. This is a distraction in your game called life. When you play a good game, you got obstacles to overcome. The toxic people, the toxic places, the toxic food. This is the obstacles you must overcome in your game called life. Your first purpose is to control the consumption of energy and what type of energy you put into your being to transform, because you have to transform it. You have to transform every conversation. You have to transform everything you see. You have to transform everything you hear. A lot of times people they watch certain things on TV and don't understand, but like, hey, don't change me. You can't change me. You letting them change you. You gonna let the TV change you, but you don't want to let life. You don't want to let growth. You don't want to let harmony. So we say a lot of things and don't really think about what we're saying. How you're being changed. You're being brainwashed every time you open your eyes or close them. Every time you open your mouth or close it, because when you open your mouth, you speak, and when you open your eyes, you see. Okay? And so you're going to be changed by what you see, what you say, what you hear, regardless. So the only thing you can do is choose what you hear, choose what you choose what you see, choose what you say. This is why it's important to only study things that's going to benefit you. Only watch shows. Only watch, because you think you can control it. You think you can control the TV shows and the music. If you could, we would not be in the state that we are today. Our people would not be killing each other like the music. So everything that we hear on the music, everything you see on the TV, they are doing it. They even replay your history. They are not even allowing you to live in the now. Who keep playing these slave movies? That shit don't exist no more. We are not slaves. We are divine beings. We are beings of light. We are beings of Ra. We are beings of the sun. We are beings of the earth. All life moved behind me. I don't know nothing about that slavery stuff. You see, they keep replaying this history because you have to process it. Every whip, every beating. And after you watch a slave movie, you walk around, you might see a white person, you might hate them instantly for no reason. You don't even know them. Because you being programmed, you have to relive these experiences. You keep seeing your grandmas and your ancestors getting beat and hung and whipped. And you keep seeing our rights get taken. You keep seeing people get shot on TV. You have to process it. You're processing this through your eyes, through your ears, and then you have conversations about it. So you're in a constant cycle of only talking about the past, only talking about decay, never in the present, never in the now, never trying to transform the energies that are here now. We have to release this way of thinking. We have to release those shows. We have to release certain music. We have to release these things because it's not causing the growth of our mind. It causes separation between us. Every woman and every man walking around wondering why they can't get along. But all we watch and all we hear is black people not getting along. That's all we see. That's all they advertise. We wonder why we can't get away from the food because all they advertise is death. And we never even took the time to think How can a living mind, how can a living live soul, how can living emotions, how can living cells, living tissues, living atoms even want dead food? And we don't even know what food is. A lot of the times I tell people, and I'm going to go ahead and classify this right now, people be like, how do you classify what's life and death in this store? In order for anything to be living, it must contain the breath. It must contain life. So meaning that life is DNA. If it doesn't have an active DNA, it's not alive. Meaning that DNA is oxygen, the breath, hydrogen, water. Oxygen and hydrogen make water, your blood, right? Then you have carbon and you have nitrogen. These four are what makes life. Oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, and hydrogen. So 80% of your body is made of water. The other 16%, so 96% of your body is made of oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, and nitrogen. Just those four. 96% of every human being is only made of those four minerals. You don't need more. You need to get out your body's way. And so when you have to remove blood, you have officially removed life. Because no blood equals no life. No blood equals no soul. No blood equals no air, equals no water, and it's not beneficial to you as a blood water being, as a breathing being, as a hydrated being. Something with no water, with no blood can do nothing for you. And every predator, or when the animals eat it, they eat it with the blood. They eat it with the nutrients. What does the blood do in your body? The blood carries the nutrients. The blood carries the oxygen. The blood carries the life force of the body. So if you're not eating animals with blood, it's not for you. If you were meant to eat it, you would take any animal, you would take it to your pot, and you would saute blood chicken stew. Nobody's doing that. Nobody has blood beef stew, blood chicken stew, pig blood bath. Like we ain't doing that because it does not make sense. We're not using our common. We're not acting intelligently as a people. Anybody, and with no disrespect to nobody, anybody I see in me, I know you're not acting intelligently because nothing about your intelligent body agrees with it. The sight of blood does not agree with you. The smell of blood does not agree with your human body of consciousness. The taste of blood does not agree with your human body of consciousness. The sound of animal pain, you don't like that. You going to hunt and break another animal's neck and rip out his organs, that's not you. So I know you lack intelligence when you eat that because no part of your human body is in alignment with that, and no part of the body. Remember that when you eat things, you eat them to absorb, assimilate, and to unite with you. You don't have anything in your body dead, decomposing to unite with. When something of the body is dead, it is removed. It can no longer serve the body. So every cell in your body, every organ, every tissue in your body requires abundant oxygen, requires abundant hydrogen, requires nitrogen, requires carbon. It requires a DNA sequence that it can absorb and assimilate. Your body is looking for the blueprint of creation, which is the DNA. The DNA contains the entire blueprint of the tree. So let's say if I eat a fruit, I'm getting the entire. If I eat an apple, I'm really eating the whole tree. This, you see, the apple contains the whole the DNA blueprint of the whole tree, and it also produces seeds to grow another tree. You see, the DNA is the instinct of that species. What we call instinct, we say that animals have a natural intelligence, a natural knowing, a natural knowledge of knowing what to do, how far to jump, how to make this web, how to make this nest, where to go at the right time. The hurricane's coming, where to go hide it. They have a natural instinct because they have natural instructions from their food. The instructions are written in the blueprint of the DNA. This is the code sequence. Everything that you eat in nature, everything outside is food. Each plant is food. It's not your food. The grass is food. Those are for herbivores. You don't eat grass, but it contains DNA for their transformation. Something eat bark, something eat dirt, something decompose shit, something eat leaves. You eat the fruit, something you might see a caterpillar eating the leaf of the fruit you picking. It don't want the fruit, it want the leaves because that's what it's designed to process. Your body is designed to process energy, and as far as food is concerned, your human organism is only designed to process certain energy. And that certain energy, what makes how are you going to evolve? How are you going to transform your DNA? You don't eat for the truth is, I'm going to give y'all another code. You think you eat for nourishment, You're already nourished. You're made of nourishment. You're made of air. You're made of water. You're made of sunlight. You're made of the earth. You are already nourished if you stay out your own way. This is why you can fast and still feel nourished and feel like you got more energy. A lot of people have fasted and felt like they had more energy than they ever had by not fucking eating. Go fucking figure. Because you receive energy from the sun. You receive energy from the air. Your body will transform air into water on the inside of your body if you don't drink. People don't even know that. Just by walking on the earth is pulling out toxins from your feet and connecting you and giving you energy. The only reason you eat is to transform your DNA, to transform human consciousness. Because everything you're supposed to eat has a live, living, electrical resonant DNA, which is the instructions to that organism will combine with your organism to unlock your instinct, to unlock your instructions, to unlock your blueprint. Every fruit you eat is uniting with your DNA. It is absorbed and assimilated, and then you put back out more DNA. You put back out your combination and what you have to get back to the earth through your bowels and through your urine. After you collect what you need for your transformation, this is why you don't keep anything. How many people have drunk something and you don't keep it? You have to give it back. You have to urinate. You don't need it. You don't need it for nourishment. You need it for your transformation. This is how a caterpillar transforms into the butterfly. It didn't eat because it needed to be nourished from the leaf. It ate it because it ate so that it can transform and expand its body. Your body is the mind that is going to transform. Your body is the soul that is going to transform. See, we have been taught by religions and books so wrong. You have been taught to separate the soul, the mind, and the body when they're not separate. You can't. If you point to my mind, if I point right here and say my mind's right here, this is not my mind. I'm pointing at my temple. I'm pointing at my skin. It looks like I'm pointing at my eyebrow. In order for you to point to my mind, you must first show me the unintelligent part of my body. Because the heart is intelligent. The lungs is intelligent. Each organ, each cell, each tissue, each atom in my being is intelligent. So the whole body itself is the mind. Your mind is not here, family. If you close your eyes, you can send your mind to your heart. You can send it to the solar plexus. Just like the chakras are only energy centers or points for meditation. That's what the chakras are for. The chakras are there for you to be able to move your mind to the third eye, or move your mind to the throat chakra, or move your mind to the heart, and focus on this center to unlock wisdom, to unlock compassion, to unlock power from your solar plexus, to unlock emotions from your sacral, to unlock abundance from your root chakra, to unlock your voice from your throat chakra, to unlock your third eye vision from your third eye. These are all points for meditation to be able to move your mind throughout your body, which is the mind. There is no part of the human body, no part of the human experience that's not intelligent. So your whole being is a mind. Where's your soul? Is it in the heart? Is it in the brain? Which cell holds the soul? All of them. Your body is the soul. Your body is the mind. In order for you to see me, I must be made of light. I must be made of energy, because that's all you can experience. All you have ever experienced was light. Even when you experience darkness, you experience condensed light. All you have ever experienced is light. The water is liquid light. The earth is solid light. The sun is actually a gas. It's actually like air. It's almost like a solid gas. Solid gas and liquid at the same time. People don't know that the sun is almost solid, liquid, and gas at the same time. The sun gives the earth hydrogen, and the hydrogen combines with the oxygen from the trees to make water. And that's another thing. Another reason why the breath is so important, and it's so important that you breathe. It's so important that you do not remove. That's why it's so important you eat as much raw food as possible, so you can get the raw DNA and you can get the breath of life that's supposed to be in the food. Think about it. It takes forever for a plant to grow, accumulating the oxygen, accumulating the water, accumulating the minerals from the earth. And the first thing you want to do is cook the whole process. It just processes all this consciousness, all this energy, all this DNA to help you and assist your transformation. And you're going to cook out the transformation. You're going to cook out the air. You're going to cook out the water. All because it tastes good. We have fallen in love with taste. We care about so many other things than our own transformation, than our own self, than our own selves. We treat our phones. We are so ready to upgrade to the new phone. So ready to upgrade to the new car. So ready for this new promotion. What about the promotion of this body? What about upgrade of this technology? It's time we upgrade ourselves. We want to take care of the cell phone without taking care of the cell. You are the cell. That's a phone. You see? They call it a cell phone to trick you. That's not a cell phone. That's a phone. You are the cell. Cell phone. You are the cell that's using the phone. We have to start loving ourselves completely, and it's the only way. It's the only way that we're ever going to unite. The only way that we're truly going to understand each other. The only true way to show that we care about our brothers and sisters. Let's just think about it. Everybody that's watching, if you are an intelligent being, what would an intelligent being, if I know that what I can consume can transform the earth into a more healthier place, that it's going to prevent cancer, it's going to prevent diabetes. If I know that what I put on my plate is controlling the death, the disease, or the health of the human consciousness. If I know that what I put on my plate is controlling the air pollution. If I know what put on my plate is controlling water contamination. If I know what's put on my plate is killing I don't even know the exact number because that's just statistics, but it's over 1 billion animals are being slaughtered. See, we look at the animals like, if somebody ate your dog or ate your cat or ate your bird, people cry over animals. People cry over animals and then pay people to kill them. Confused. We cry over animals and then we'll put them on our plate and eat them without a second thought. Emotionally confused, mentally confused. You don't see no predators walking around with a pet. You'll never see a lion walking around with a pet or a crocodile walking around with a pet. If you're a predator, you designed to eat meat. So when somebody bring their pet, you should be ready to put it on the stove and ask them about, like, hey, why you bring it to my house? You know I eat meat, right? Like, you bring your cat over? You know I'm hungry. Why we don't think like that? Oh, you got goldfish in here? Let me get out your house because you got goldfish. I eat meat. I'm hungry. You see? You don't even think like that. When you drive by an animal on the side of the street, if you see it's wounded, you want to help. If you see a wounded animal, even if it was one you eat, you would want to help. You don't drive by a wounded or a dead animal and start licking your lips. That motherfucker, hey look, he on his last limb, let's get him. We don't think like that because you're not a predator. We don't even want our kids to eat like that. When a baby comes out the womb, why are you not ready to feed them blood? They should be drinking blood instead of milk. Mix their milk with blood. We're doing so many things that are out of harmony with life. And once you understand how this works, it's just like when you feed a child cow milk, you don't know what you have done to their mind. You don't know what you have done to their mood and their behavior because you have given them the DNA sequence that was designed for a cow. You see, the breast milk is a personal thing. If you haven't noticed, the breast of every animal is attached to that animal. It's a personal thing. It's for their young and nobody else. But what we have done is we've divorced our children from our own body. We have divorced our children from our own breast and put them under the breast of an animal. And not just any animal, the hybrid animal that was created by laboratories. We have to love ourselves completely. Your body, how can a human mind use cow milk? You see, the DNA is designed to strengthen the mind, mood, and behavior of that species. So cow milk is designed for the cow brain, the cow heart, the cow bones. It's designed to strengthen everything about the journey of a cow. So when your kids have osteoporosis and bone problems, it wasn't meant for their bones. When your kids they have so much mucus that their brain is clogged up and their arteries are clogged up from the cholesterol, well, that wasn't your milk. And life has shown you this. If somebody offers you dog milk, you wouldn't drink it. It's just another animal. Why not? What's wrong? If somebody offers you rat milk, you would think somebody's trying to violate you. It's the same. It's just another animal. It's just not the animal designed for you or the animal that you're comfortable with. And you were never comfortable with a cow until somebody introduced it to you. Somebody has to introduce these things to us. Nobody woke up and said, like, hey, let's grab 3 slices of pig ass, some cow pus, and and a dead chicken fetus and put it on the stove and let's eat that. That's not how we were taught. We were beat into this. Half the food that we eat today didn't even have a name for it. They used to just put it all in the bowl. It was just slop. It wasn't no name for the shit we was eating. So now they call it eggs. And now they call it milk. You see? They don't, without the animal involved, they have desensitized you. When you go to the store, you don't see a cow. You don't see a live chicken. You don't see a live pig with their head and their throat slit. You see a cleaned up animal. You hardly see blood. They don't clean it all up, made it all neat, and you think it's different. And then you go home and you trick yourself for some more. You add the seasonings, the spices, and the herbs, and now you don't fully trick your whole mind, mood, and behavior, because now you smell herbs and spices instead of dead flesh. Eating from the graveyard instead of eating from the garden. Eating from the tomb instead of eating from the temple. It's time you love yourselves completely. A living body can't use dead food. It's time you take responsibility for your families. It's time you take responsibility for life. A war against, I want everybody to tell everybody that a war against health is a war against life. Don't argue with me with health. Don't be wrong at me for trying to speak health, trying to speak life, trying to speak nourishment. Don't be mad at the vegans because they on your ass. It's killing us. It has to be discussed. It has to be researched. If you still don't get it, research some more. If it's killing the planet, the water, the air, and our people, we have to discuss it. We have to be serious about it. We have to go in our family's house and say, don't eat that shit. We have to go in our family's house and say, hey, you killing your goddamn family. Hey, this is the reason why you got diabetes. Hey, this is the reason why you got cancer. This is the reason why you got high cholesterol. This is the reason why you got high blood pressure. This is the reason why your bones are aching. This is the reason why grandma died. We have to be the ones that say, who gonna tell them? We are the eyes through which creation sees itself. You are life itself. It is your responsibility. We have a lot of misconception. It is your responsibility to restore life. You are here for life. Life is holding you together right now. If it was not for the unity of the sun, the earth, the water, and the air right now, you would fall apart. Life stands for you even through your ignorance. Even through you serving death. Even through you serving disease. And we walk around like we're supposed to be proud about, well, my grandma lived to be 170 and she did. What was the quality of her life? And no matter what nobody else did, when the entire human race is suffering. You are not just your grandma. You are not just your son. You are not just your mother. You are the human race. You are human consciousness. You are those plants. You are those trees. You are those animals. And if you don't, just go look at an animal in the eye. That's you. Those eyes are made of the same cells. Those eyes are made of the same atoms. Every eyeball in the creation made of the same goddamn atoms. Look at the pupil of creation. Look at the blackness of creation. Every pupil black. Even if you look at a fly, if you look at a grasshopper, every pupil, if the pupil ain't black, that animal can't see. Made of the same carbon. Made of the same life force. We be so quick to say that we're all one and we're all equal in source. Then what about the fucking animals? Then what about the fucking planet? Then what about the water? And what about the air? And what about your kids? You cannot let what you eat control your life, or it will. We must stop serving the parasites inside and outside ourselves. And it's only being reflected as we serve the parasites inside yourself, it reflects out. Because a parasite is an organism which will make you nourish it instead of nourish yourself, instead of nourishing your family, instead of nourishing your cells, instead of nourishing your healthy, instead of nourishing your divinity, your healthy mind, your healthy mood, and your healthy behavior, you have decided to nourish the parasite. And just like you nourish the parasite on the inside, feeding it disease, feeding it discretion, walking around not giving a damn about life, this is how you reflect on the outside. You are serving the parasitic government. You're serving the parasitic society on the outside of yourself and not nourishing your own society, not nourishing your own culture. It's being reflected out. You are a living reflection. That's what water is. You're 80% water. So if you don't want to say that you're 100% reflection, motherfucker, you 80% of a reflection because you're 80% water. So you are a walking 80% to 100% reflection of life. And so you're going to reflect at least 80% of all the shit you do to yourself to the rest of life. And that's a fact. It's time you fall and look. We pledge allegiance to so many. We worship religions. We worship books. We worship flags. We worship football teams. Who gonna worship the sun? Who gonna worship air? Who gonna worship water? Who gonna worship the earth that allow you to have these experiences? No earth, no Bible, no religions, no football, no none of this shit. No breath, no religions, no none of this shit. The only reason you are able to walk around and scream God and scream prayers and scream scriptures is because that breath is in your body coming from these trees right now. If these trees, if this earth, if this galaxy, if that sun, if this water don't nourish you, you ain't got shit to talk about. The only reason you're able to stand up right now and watch this video, the only reason you're able to receive, the only reason you're able to grow is because the unity and the health of those elements. If the sun is not healthy, you're going to fall apart. If the earth is not healthy, I promise you, everybody going to quickly stop working and really start like, what's going on with the earth? The earth breaking apart. There's earthquakes everywhere, man. Like, all these hurricanes and shit don't destroy all the jobs and what the fuck do we do? The phones and shit ain't working, the towers. As soon as shit start fucking up, then people want to look at the earth. As soon as global warming comes, as soon as these hurricanes come, as soon as nature start acting up, then it's like, what the hell going on outside? Now you care. See, when people say they fear God, they fear nature. Name something you fear happening to you that is outside of nature. You cannot. To be burned by fire is nature. To be drowned by water is nature. To suffocate and remove this breath is nature. Disease is nature. Parasites are nature. There's nothing that will happen to you outside of nature, and nothing that has happened to you or your ancestors outside of nature. Anything that happened to anybody in any religious book, in any science book, and any book in creation. Matter of fact, any book ever written by any man in creation, that experience happened in and as nature. Any destruction that came to man, any disease that came to man, any power that came to take over this world or take over the next came as nature. In every book, in every religion, in every verse, can't no pastor, can't no priest, can't no scientist show me existence outside of life itself. Stop being a fool. When you say God is complete, that means that God is invisible and visible. Invisible in the breath, invisible in space, but visible in matter. And eternal. You see how this works? God is invisible in space, visible in matter, and eternal in time. This is where you get the infinite. What do you get the words infinite, almighty, and eternal from? Infinite space. Infinite in space, invisible. Almighty in matter, meaning present. So God is visible and also present. Invisible in space and present in matter. So we got invisible. And let's like right now, my matter takes up the invisible space. This is what it means to meditate and go into the space that you're taking up. You are energy, you are matter, you are taking up space. So when you meditate, you're able to go into the stillness, the space in between your movement. This is why when I made a post, I said, I am moving stillness. Because everywhere I go, I take up the stillness that this body is taking up. I take up the space that this matter takes up. I am a formless form. Meaning that I'm formless in the breath that makes this body, but I am form in the earth metals that make this body. I am both visible and invisible. I am both invisible and visible. So infinite in space, almighty in matter, eternal in time. This is creation. This is the inseparable trinity that you're looking for. Space, matter, and time. Infinite space, almighty matter, eternal time, growth without beginning and without end. Meaning that you are growing based on space, matter, and time without beginning and without end. And to break it down, space, matter, time, inhale, space, matter, time, which is the negative, positive, and the continuation of the two. Masculine, feminine, and the continuation of two. Inhale, exhale, and the continuation of the two. The expansion and the contraction, the infinite continuation of the two. This is what space, time, and matter is. Time is the infinite continuation of energy without beginning and without end. And as energy, as space, and as matter, you will enter a state of growth or decay, health or disease, life or death. This is the eternal trend. I come with the light of the world. I am the highest of the human consciousness. I keep trying to tell y'all. I'm submitted. I do this for y'all. I do this for life. And now I'm here in the States. I'm sitting here trying to contemplate what I should do. Should I start training here in Florida? Or should I do this? Do I have to submit myself? Because those who have abundance are not. I never stood for this system enough to accumulate the abundance to go and move on my own. So now I've been across the world. I've been in different villages. And now I find it's like, until we awaken, those who have the consciousness I need, we do need our own land. And so now it's like, what do I do now? I need to get my own land because I can go live with people. Then I have to follow their kind of ways and their kind of pettiness and their kind of rules and their kind of thinking. I'm submitted. I don't care about shit else. I don't care about gardening. I don't care about doing other people who are meant to do this stuff. They meant to do it. I'm here to live like the butterfly. I'm here to live like the gorillas. I'm here to live like the ants. I'm here to serve life and live in harmony with my biology and transform my DNA. And that's all I care about. The people who are supposed to do certain things, they're there to do it. It's certain people who like to build pyramids. I'm willing to get me and whoever wants to support what I'm doing. I'm willing to pay those who know how to build pyramids to do it. That's their energy. That's their energy exchange. They know how to restore humanity through building pyramids. Some of us know how to do it through gardening. But what we want to do, we want to be the gardener and be like, oh, he should be one too. Or we want to be the pyramid builder, be like, hey, you should be building pyramids too. Or we want to be the messenger and be like, hey, you should be delivering the message. Like, no. Everybody's right where they're supposed to be. We're all delivering consciousness through different ways. Some deliver it through art. Some deliver it through what they build. Some deliver it through music. Some deliver it as the Messiah, as the messenger, and that's who I am. And that's why I said you have to understand the law of oneness and the law of vibration to understand who I am. I am the higher self of human consciousness. I am you. The law of oneness. We are all one. We are all equal in source. We are all equal in that one source that is really that means that we are all equal in a source that is being vibrated from everywhere, meaning that there's no place in the universe where it's the one point where everything started from here, which means that every being is the source of creation. Every plant, every tree, every animal, every insect is the source of creation. And this is where we're all equal. But then people will get lost and think like, hey, you're not smarter than me, or hey, you don't know everything, or hey, I'm my own higher self. This is when you become a fool. Because it's only one being in existence, meaning that you are your own being and that every being is you. So every being outside yourself as you is your higher or lower self. And if you cannot figure that out, you cannot grow and you cannot teach. You must learn this. The law of oneness. First, oneness. We're all equal in source. But then the law of vibration is where superior and inferior come in. This is when we start talking about black and white, short and tall, fast and slow, higher consciousness and lower consciousness. Meaning that as this one source, as we are equal in source, we are vibrating at higher and lower frequencies from this one source. We're vibrating at healthier and disease frequencies from this one source. We're vibrating in a state of growth or a state of decay as this one source. So, every being is either your higher self that you can learn from, that you can grow from, that you can vibe with, and you can raise your vibration and transform by listening to this being, by listening to his teachings, by listening to what he's about to say as you, because this being is you. Or every being you meet will be your lower self. This is what it means to know who to teach and who to learn from. You are here to teach the people who have not made it to where you are yet. So if you're vegan and somebody's vegetarian and somebody eating meat, or somebody's not meditating and you kind of doing those things, you kind of got something you can give them. They really can't give you too much because they still behind. Now, when you are a meat eater, right? Or if you're a vegetarian, then you need to be learning from vegans and teaching meat eaters. You see how that works? You got to understand that equal in source, different in vibration. And the higher vibration, the higher the position in the scale. People who do not understand the law of oneness and vibration are always stuck conscious people. Because they get so conscious where they forget to find who is resonating higher than you. We get in this ego where we think that we may know it all. And I even said to me, like, Amun, you might think you know it all. That is a smokescreen statement. I don't think I know it all, but I know what I know right now. My consciousness expands without beginning and without end. Me not knowing it all right now, at this second, because it has not unlocked yet, does not deflate or deflect me knowing everything that I know up until this point. So don't throw smoke screens like, hey, you don't know it all. That's not what it's about. It's not about knowing all. It's about knowing what you know and knowing what's going to restore life and the transformation. I am the higher self of human consciousness, meaning that as far as human consciousness is, right, the majority of human consciousness, if they go to my page, if they watch my videos, y'all tell me, can they grow? Can they find life? Can they find nourishment? Can they find transformation from their toxicity, from their disease, from their destructive mind, moves, and behavior? That makes me the higher self of human consciousness. If they can go to you and find growth, you too. If they can go to you and find growth, if they can go to you and find health, if they can go to you and find life, if they can go to you and find a rebirth to who they are, if they can go to you and find healing, you are their higher self. It's only one being in existence. So those who do see my page and do love what I do, I really appreciate the support because this is all I do. This is all I really need. Somebody that's like got like 100,000 so they can support me every month, because I can go. I want to be able to go around the world teaching and traveling and speaking and doing different things. But unfortunately, you need your own abundance. And I left to get my transformation before I did. I left the States with $81, and I've been going for 2 years. But my transformation is here. And everybody that go back 2 years ago and look at my page up until now, you can see the transformation. You can see the message become finer and finer and finer, sharper and sharper and sharper. You can see my consciousness transform. You can see the body unlock. You can see the expression. You can see my emotions unlock. Even as I watch myself, I can see my own emotions unlocking as I speak. I can see my own personality unlocking. I can see the DNA. I can see the care. I can see the compassion. I can see the nourishment coming out from when I speak, even when I'm seeing my own self. Sometimes when I got video, me and my guidance or whoever around, we had to sit there and talk about it, because I'd be surprised about how the information comes through so clearly. A lot of times I'll be nervous before I speak, because that's just coming from the lower energy. But after this body gets ready to release life, I start to the earth. You're talking to the earth right now. You're talking to earth at its purest form, because I eat pure foods from the earth. You're talking to sunlight in its purest form, because I went to the tropics and I absorbed the purest light I can in the mountains. You're talking to water in its purest form, because I drunk from the rivers and I bathed in the oceans of the highest quality places I could. Ecuador, Honduras, Costa Rica. You're talking to all the elements in existence expressed as human consciousness. Everybody, do you know that in the religious book, when people came and said they was Messiah, nobody ever believed them. I'm the highest self of human consciousness. I'm the Messiah. Now, who gonna believe it? Nobody ever believed him. Look at every religious book. Oh, it's just somebody. It's somebody. It's just another little person coming. Can't receive. In order for you to receive from me, you must be a vibrational match, or trying to reach that vibration. Just think about how much disease one must have in his mind to not even want health. Think about how sick you. Remember that your brain can only operate off health. Your heart can only operate off health. Your being, your organism can only operate off health. So when a being is against health, he is against himself. He is against life. You are a threat to me when you're against health. You are a threat to yourself when you're against health. You are a threat to your family. You are a threat to the animals. You are a threat to all of creation when you are a threat against health. Because health is what keeps this whole thing in alignment. Health is what unites us. Health is what allows us to express these harmonic emotions. Everything, all the songs and all the music, everything beautiful you ever loved, every experience you ever went, every place you ever went. When you go somewhere beautiful or you meet somebody beautiful, who made that place? Who made that person? Life itself. Health is what allows you to have the experience. And the moment that you fully fail at, when some people will say, well, there's disease, people still having an experience. They're not all the way diseased. When you are all the way diseased, you're about to die. Some level of health must be maintained for you to be able to express. And as that level of health decreases, you're able to express less and less. You start to get asthma. You can't really speak. You got throat problems, asthma problems, bone problems, blood problems. The eyes that were meant to see don't see. A stomach that was meant to digest can't digest. Kidneys that were meant to process water can't process it. Lungs that were meant to process air having a hard time. The body is dismantling itself because you refuse to be a healthy expression of life. You are the original transformation of consciousness. We watch Transformers. Who liked the movie Transformers? I ain't even really seen it like that. But all I gotta do is know the title to know that we the original Transformers. Because we have transformed everything that you see. We don't want to transform these things, to transform wood and metal into toys, cars, and phones. We the original transformers of energy, the original alchemists of the earth. But we're forgetting to transform ourselves. We're forgetting to transform ourselves. And you're transformed by the fuel, the energy you give this being, this body of consciousness. There's nothing you can eat that life made that's not intelligent, that's not consciousness. But it's not all designed for you to process. You're not designed to process grass. You're not designed to process beans. But if you cook them, then you can process it better. But nobody walks around eating raw rice, raw beans, raw grass. It's certain herbs you wouldn't eat raw. Because meat is not the only thing that's not food for you. It's a lot of plants that will kill you if you eat it. Because it's not designed for you to process. You are here to process energy, and knowing what to process is what allows your transformation and your evolution of your DNA. Everybody talk about a whole bunch of stuff that don't matter. I be wanting to watch other people like the Pharaohs and Dr. Umars and Yada's okay, but I be wanting to watch a lot of other people, but they be so unfocused with what really fucking matters. It don't matter what the ancestors did anymore. It doesn't matter about the religious books. It don't matter the earth round or flat, because you're not in harmony with the motherfucker anyway. You don't care about people argue with whether the earth is round or flat, like they care about the earth anyway. Like you walking around trying to be in harmony with the elements. Like you walking around causing health, arguing about whether the earth is flat or not. It don't matter, because you're going to be destroyed if you're not in harmony with it. And on another thing, all my flat earthers that's watching right now, first of all, you only being tricked by the word. How flat means flat, motherfucker, flat. So when we have mountains, valleys, and the ocean motherfucker, let me show you how crazy motherfuckers are. Look, we on the planet to where we see with our own eyes mountains, valleys, and the ocean beneath those mountains and valleys, and we want to argue whether something is flat or not. You by the way, you'll do better off saying the motherfucker oval versus saying it's flat. Saying it's flat is pure ignorance. And then they got the water ball test. They want to throw a water ball in the air and say water can't stick to a spear. Then motherfucker, what is a bubble? What is a bubble? If water can't stick to, if you blow a bubble, that's water staying on the spear right there. See, people don't really understand. It's ignorance. Yeah, exactly, family. People be so quick. It's just a distraction. We distracted by Super Bowl. We're distracted by flat Earth. We're distracted by slave movies. We're distracted by music. We're distracted by empire. We're distracted by so many things that don't fucking matter, and then we will argue to defend it. But who gonna argue to defend life? Who gonna get up and study life? Who gonna get up and study nature? Who gonna get up and study the human race? Who gonna get up and study what's gonna heal us? Who gonna get up and study what's gonna restore the planet? What's gonna restore life today? Today, now, in the now. Stop worrying about yes. You can't get 5 minutes. People can't get 5 minutes back, but they want to worry about 10,000 years ago. You can't get today back, motherfucker, and you want to worry about 10,000 years ago? Wake up. It's time. The only thing that has ever existed is now. The ancestors are here now. You share the same breath as your ancestors did. You share the same breath as Thoth, Tahuti. You say the same breath as Asar, Osiris. You share the same breath as Aset, Isis. You share the same breath as Amun. You share the same breath as Buddha. If you believe in Jesus, you share the same breath. People don't even. I'm gonna break this down one more time. To worship religion, watch this. Science is the study of nature. Biology is the study of nature. Chemistry is the study of nature. Microbiotics is the study of nature. Religion is the worship of nature. There's nothing in religion that you can worship that's not nature. To worship the breath, to worship the sun, even to worship Jesus. Jesus is a being made of air, water, earth, and sunlight, motherfucker. You worship nature. When people say they worship Jesus, they believe in Jesus, all I heard was, I believe in nature. Because Jesus needed that breath. Matter of fact, let me show you. I want to go outside for it. Let me show you something. I'm going to show everybody. Look. I'm going to go outside real quick. I just want to show everybody what Jesus did. Y'all want to see what Jesus did? Matter of fact, my God is out here doing what Jesus did right now. She already out here. Did what Jesus did right now. So listen, for me to bow down on my knees, I must get closer to the what? To the earth. So if I'm going to bow down on my knees, and I want to say a prayer. So I'm in firm contact with the earth, right? So this is how we make a prayer. We bow down. So to get down is to get closer to the earth. It's only one thing that's right here. So you're closer to the earth. You put your hands together, right? So you put your hands together, and so now you in seat. Okay, they disconnected me from the Wi-Fi for a second, so I guess we got to stay in with it. But I think y'all got the point. So I'm going to do it in here. So even in the house, in order for me to get close, and remember that this is prayer. Every religious person, every Savior did this. I'm going to get closer to the earth. I want to get in contact with God. So I'm going to get close. I'm going to bend down my knees. I'm bowing to God, right? I'm close to the earth. I put my hands together because hands are energy. This is circuitry. So when you put your hands together, you're closing the circuits within your own body to form a better connection, to form more clarity. So you put your hands together, you bow down to the earth, you close your eyes, and you bow your head to the sun. So you bow into the sun. You're inhaling oxygen. You have water and blood in your body, and you connect to the earth. Nigga, you praying to the elements and don't even know it. Wake up. These are undeniable facts. I bring the immutable truth. I am the messenger that you're looking for. They say Jesus was coming back. Here I am. There he is. Now, who gonna listen? Who gonna absorb? Who gonna apply? Who gonna pledge an allegiance to the earth? Who gonna pledge an allegiance to the sun? Who gonna pledge his allegiance to water? Who gonna pledge an allegiance to the breath, to the air? Who gonna pledge allegiance to all life? I never plan on going live this long, family, but it be so much energy and so much passion coming out. We have to learn how. My next live, I'm finna get off. My next live is gonna be on love, polygamy, and monogamy. Before we understand polygamy, before we understand monogamy, before we understand relationships, we have to fall in love with ourselves. How are we gonna love? This is why we can't understand anything. This is why we can't understand marriages, relationships. We can't understand polygamy or monogamy because we don't know what love is. To love means to support life, to support the transformation of life, to support the growth of self, other, and all life around. So if it does not support life, so if you're walking around serving death, disease, and destruction to yourself and your family, you're not in love with yourself. You're not in love with life. It doesn't serve you. It can't help you. It can't assist you. You're loving in a way that's toxic to yourself, that's toxic to your family, and that's toxic to the planet. And you walk around calling it love, talking about monogamy or polygamy. You don't know. You don't know love. You don't know life. And when you understand life, you would then understand monogamy and polygamy. You see, give you a quick download. This is for my women. Alpha consciousness women. All my smart women. All my alpha, because a lot of women, when we start talking about polygamy or monogamy, people say, oh, I want alpha consciousness. What would alpha conscious woman do knowing that there are more women than men at all times by the millions? So meaning that no matter how many women find one man, it's going to always be at least 1 million sisters left out with no man. So if you care about yourself and your sisters, what do you want them to do? You want them to watch you be happy, or should they join you? Next, once you get pregnant, remember, to love means to support life. If you're pregnant for 9 months and you know your sisters don't have a healthy man, remember that your sisters should only mate with a healthy man. So this is understanding health, understanding life. So understanding that, first of all, a man has to be healthy. You're only supposed to be dealing with a healthy man, with a healthy mind, with a healthy mood, with a healthy behavior. So that already eliminates a lot of men. So we need a healthy man, and then it's not enough men in the first place. But it's plenty of women because it's going to always be more women because this is how you protect creation. The womb has to be pure, and there's got to always be a womb for creation to go on. So it's going to always be more women than men. So an alpha woman knowing that it has to be more women than men. An alpha sister knowing that these are my sisters. An alpha woman knowing that, hey, once I'm pregnant, I can't have another baby. My sister's sick. She needs healing. She needs life. She needs growth. My man, what he did for me, he can help. He can assist. He can also transform human consciousness. Remember that you are here to nourish life. Your purpose is not your own egotistical will. You're not here just to serve yourself. So monogamy can work with your own personal reasons and your own personal family and your own personal relationship. But can it work for the entire human race? If not, then it cannot work just for you. Because you are human consciousness. And that's what people fail to realize. It's not that monogamy has never succeeded amongst human consciousness as a whole, only individually. And anytime a species starts to enter monogamy is when it's starting to go extinct. You see, this is how life is. We have to understand that how life is a design going on. If you love your sisters and you love your brothers and you love the human consciousness and you love the kids and you know that it takes more than one woman it really takes more than one woman to raise a village and to raise children. Women already want to bond together. Even when a man is with a woman, she wants to go hang out with her girls. They're going to always want to be together. 5 women can go out. They will all automatically be attracted to one. Naturally, women only want the healthiest, strongest male. So women will go out 5 or 6 at a time, and they all will kind of like or kind of have the same energy for the same person, and they all might flirt with him until somebody says he's mine. You see? The energy is already in alignment until somebody try to claim something that don't belong to you. You belong to life. And so a man, right, knowing this, a man, he is a seed. He is the seed of consciousness. He belongs to life. So if you have a healthy seed and you know your sisters need a healthy seed, what is your excuse besides it's mine for keeping the man to yourself? Knowing that a lot of black men are locked up. Knowing that even before they locked up, it's not enough men in the first place. Knowing that once you get pregnant, you're nourished. You can't get pregnant again. The only thing you need them for now is sex. Knowing that your sisters are lost and they need healthy men. You see, when a man is forced to choose between his next growth, his next transformation, and somebody else who's not willing to grow, who's growing a little bit too slow, like a man's going to choose growth. But if he doesn't have to choose, like he was never designed to, polyamory is not correct. The women are not women. You see, like the inhale and the exhale, the negative and the positive. Women are naturally monogamous to a man. They naturally they okay. Most women are okay having that man. Men are naturally polygamous. And women would say that's not fair. It's not fair to a man that y'all have the womb. A man, once he releases seed, he has to trust you with health. He has to trust you're going to eat the right things. I've lost a daughter. So we can't go off fairness. Because I felt like I could have did a better job if I was the woman and I would have had the baby and I would have made sure the baby got the right things. I would have made sure I ate the right thing. I would have made sure I was in the right places, in the right spaces with the right people. I would have did my best. I can't force another to do their best. So we can't walk around talking about what's fair, what's not fair. What's fair is that life gave you a womb, that life gave you breast milk, that life allowed you to express. See, we want to make every excuse except standing for life. And that's the problem. The human race, name one moment in human history where human consciousness, where the human race succeeded at monogamy. Never happened, family. The only thing that has happened is successful and unsuccessful polygamy. Or good and bad polygamy, meaning that cheating is just another form of polygamy. Cheating is dishonest polygamy. Adultery is dishonest polygamy. Somebody having a baby mama, even honest polygamy. Hey, I can't be with you no more. You want to serve death and disease. I know we had a child 5 years ago. I'm vegan now. You don't want to change. I'm going to keep growing. You see? So now, she has my seed. I've chosen somebody else. That's still polygamy. You see? So when a man is forced to leave one woman, it's like, I love my baby mother, I love my son, but I can't. She want to serve him death. She want to serve him disease. She don't want to be a harm to this. She want to go out to the club. It's not my job to help you serve ignorance. It's not my job to help you serve disease. It's not my job to keep helping you serve death. If you refuse to grow, it is not up to me to force you to do so. So when a man is forced to choose, he has to choose growth. He has to choose life. It's only two forces you can choose. It's not your job to help nobody serve death. It's not your job to help nobody serve disease. It's not nobody's job to help you. It's not your job to help serve the destruction of our consciousness of the human race. We must awaken to who we are. We must love ourselves completely. We must love ourselves completely. If you really love the human race, then you have to support life. And so to support life, right? How does it, in order to support life as a woman, knowing the situation, the reason why the sisterhood is so broken up is because no matter what you do, it's gonna, until polygamy is in order and we're living in alignment as best we can, meaning we're growing towards it, so it's a gradual adjustment as best we can. It's gonna always be dishonesty and confusion and fights amongst our sisters because it's never gonna be enough healthy men. It wasn't designed to be. And women just can't see that. What's fair is that you're living. What's fair is that you got the breath. What fair is that nature trusted you with the womb of life. It trusted you to be able to nourish these seeds and to be able to love your sisters and communicate and not be selfish. Every gardener knows you only need one plant to pollinate all the female plants. You need one male plant and you can pollinate up to 50 or more female plants with one male plant. That's just gardening. 97% of all nature is polygamous, with the male being polygamous and the the female being monogamous, because the female only want the healthiest male. So a lot of men ain't even supposed to be having sex and having babies anyway. Because the female is only supposed to want the healthiest, strongest male. The one. Why would you want the male? This is the seed to your womb. Why would you want a diseased seed? Why would you want a toxic seed? Why would you want a stressed, angry, chaotic seed? So being that it's not enough healthy men, then black men are being attacked and we're locked up, and it's millions of sisters. What would the alpha consciousness woman do? If she care about the restoration of the sisterhood, if she care about the restoration of life, what would she do? This is why it's so many single homes. This is why it's so much child abuse, because there's not enough women that are moving together. It should be houses of 5 women living together everywhere you go. Polygamy is not about the man. It's about you, woman. It's about y'all sisterhood. It's about y'all bond. It's up to y'all to get together and choose a healthy male. It is not the man. The man, a lot of the men have it for the wrong purpose. I'm going to stand for it for the right purpose. This is why I've been really slow. People don't even know what I stand for, because I don't go around trying to, trying to force polygamy on nobody. But everybody I'm with, they understand that this is a part of my growth. It's a part. In order for me to respect my biology, in order for me to respect the way I'm created, who all this sperm? You see? Each time my seeds combine with a different woman, it gives a different blueprint, a different combination between my energy and her energy. It's going to produce a baby. It's not about being selfish. You're trying to produce consciousness. You're trying to produce more healthy human brains, more healthy human hearts, more healthy human solar expressions of life. That's the purpose. Everything besides sex, you can get from your sisters. The only reason you need a man is for his seed. And his strength and his building, and him to be your shield to protect your mind. Emotionally, physically, mentally, anything mental, emotional, or physical you can get from your female friends besides sex and intimacy. And that's only if you so choose not to. Because it's also, I'm going to have to do a whole other live on this. It's also impossible for a woman to be gay, because she's both. This is why a lot of the women species in nature, they naturally groom each other. Even women now, oh girl, you got nice titties, or you got nice ass, or I like your skin, or I like your hair, and oh, I want to rub on it. They naturally want to be intimate with each other. Not meaning to have sex, but they naturally want to be intimate. They want to be close with each other. They want to feel in each other's breasts. They want to massage each other. They want to play in each other. This is natural. This is women. They want to go shopping together. The man is there for the force. This is what all this muscle is for, to help you carry the heavy loads, to protect you, to help build that house. Or to get other men that can help build it, if he's not a builder. That's what the man is for. The strength, the force. To make sure you're nourished. And a woman is there to extend and expand human consciousness. Her portal, her womb, her breast milk is here to nourish the generation and the next generation and the next generation on out. My breast don't make milk. My womb don't create babies. I provide the seed. And a woman can hold more than one of my seeds in her womb. So meaning that if I had a goddess and she had a sister that she loved, remember that in polygamy, in this relationship, we're all supposed to love each other. If she had a sister that she loved, right? If I got her pregnant, the next day I can get her sister pregnant. If that was what we were doing. If that's how we want to raise. Showing you that a man can easily nourish a new human consciousness. A man can easily nourish a new healthy expression of life through the women. But only if the women are in alignment with each other. Only if the women love each other completely. Polygamy is not about the man. It's about the sisterhood. It's about the woman and children coming together and them sticking together before, I don't want to say before the man, because you should love the man equally. But no matter what, it's showing that the women are always supposed to stick together and that they choose the healthiest male available. And that if there's no healthy male available, they stick with each other until they find one. But right now, all these separate homes and separate relationships, people living right next door to each other, not sharing Wi-Fi. It's like we paying for stuff. We have to pay. One neighborhood can buy three Wi-Fi routers and everybody can use Wi-Fi. But we living out of harmony with each other. Everybody want their own house, their own kids, their own football team, their own corporation, their own land. Nobody wants to move together. But we all preach unity. We all preach coming together. Till somebody come knocking your door asking for something. Till somebody come out, hey, I came into town. Can we stay for a month? Until somebody come trying to see if you really about unity, you about it with your mouth. Everybody want to speak it. Everybody feel it. Like, oh, black power. They ready to say black power. They ready to feel it. I feel it. Black power. They ready to scream and protest Black Lives Matters. But what do their actions show? You see, I said this before. You can look at blood, you can look at water, or you can look in the mirror. That reflection will not change based off your thoughts and emotions alone. You must do it with your actions. You want a healthier planet? You want a healthier human race? You want a higher experience of life? You want more abundance? You want to manifest all these great things in your life? Then you have to manifest from the inside out. And it will not change just when you thinking, I want to be healthier and I should eat this and I should let meat go. It won't change just when you feeling like, oh, this is bad for me. It's not going to change unless you act. See, a lot of people try to, and I had to defeat a lot of that stuff. A lot of people try to tell you like, hey, the mind, you know what I'm saying? Your mind controls everything. You got to first heal the mind and then you heal everything else. It's like the body is the mind. So everything you do is the mind. When you go grab something, you was mentally involved with that. When you go put something in your body, you was mentally in love with that. And this is what we have to, we are mentally, emotionally, and physically in love with a dead artificial lifestyle. And that has to change if we wish to resurrect our human consciousness. To want something that does not serve you is a mental attachment to energy that doesn't serve you. Whether it's a person, place, food, a thing. It don't matter what it is. It's energy. And you want it. And you mentally want it so it to serve you. If you can't release something, it's like, I'm in love with the ice cream. I'm in love with the meat. I'm in love with the club. I'm in love with alcohol. I'm in love with lean. If you in love with it, you're emotionally attached to it. You're emotionally attached to energy that does not serve your transformation. And then to go get it is the physical action. You see? So now you're mentally, emotionally, and physically involved in energy that does not serve you or life or your families or others. And you walk around serving this energy every day, not one and trying to figure out like, what is wrong with my life? Why am I doing this? Why is it that? People do stuff all the time, don't know why they do it. I don't know why I did that. Because you not in control. You have to gain control of yourself. You have to gain control of yourself. You must gain control of the cells that make that self. You are a self-intelligent, self-organized organism, family. And so I think that's all for today. I'm gonna give y'all. I ain't even finished my like. Yeah, when I started this live video, I made a smoothie. When I get to talking, I ain't even finished my smoothie yet. And for everybody on, y'all wasn't here when I made it, so I go ahead and give y'all the ingredients. As you see. Anything, I'm gonna go, all right, so anything purple or black, especially berries, so this is a triple berry smoothie. Anything purple or black, they contain a lot, they contain the highest resonant fields of energy, the highest magnetical energy of information, fields of energy that you can get. Because anything dark contains all the vibrations, frequencies, and energies of anything less than that color. Meaning that in order for something to get purple, it must be combined with red, yellow, green. So all these colors and all these energies came together to make this color. So you're getting a higher resonance from anything dark. So this is a triple berry smoothies is one of the best things you can have in the morning. So this is strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, avocado, 2 bananas, and moringa. And this is one of the most powerful things you can have in the morning. It's going to completely nourish you. It's going to give you everything you need. You're not going to keep it all anyway, but everything that you are able to get, everything you are able to absorb and assimilate, the body's going to easily assimilate this and be ready to give it back what it's supposed to give back to nature. So I'll go over it again. Raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, moringa, avocado, 2 bananas, blend, fresh grape juice. And it tastes amazing. Anybody that's interested in my parasite cleanse, please inbox. Anybody that want to support me doing my detoxes and the messages I put out in my videos, inbox. Anybody looking for guidance on meditation, I'm gonna be doing workout videos soon too if I can, if I'm able, just based on what I have available here. If anybody here if you know anybody that's in Florida, tag them in this video. I'm in Florida right now. I really want to get to a gym. I want to get to a gym today. Feeling a little, not lazy, but it's just not enough to do because I'm in the house and I'm visiting. And so I like to do certain things, and I do my yoga and my stuff in the morning, but I have like a lot of energy from what I eat. So I want to go finish some transformation at the gym, those who are in Florida. Yep, that's right, Rakita Denise. And anybody that wants my parasite cleanse, you can inbox for energy exchange, but I will give you some foods you can eat if just things you can eat daily that help you with parasites. Ginger, every day into your meals. Ginger powder, red onions. They also help keep the parasites out. So you got ginger, red onions, thyme. You can eat a papaya in your smoothie every day, of course, with papaya seeds. And then you got coconut meat and coconut water. So coconut meat, coconut water. So if you can do that, like coconut water, you can drink every day. So that's one thing that helps keep the parasites out. It keep the body flushing and keeps the environment pure, so the parasites don't want to stay. So everybody gets these parasites and get these things from the environment, from different foods, from animals and whatever. But parasites are decomposers. They only want to stay if you have decaying food in your body. If you have artificial dead food in your body, that's the only reason they there to stay, because you got their food inside of you. So when you remove the toxins, you remove the death, you remove the artificial stuff, every time they come into your body, they're going to constantly be flushed out by the onions, by the papayas, by the fruits, by the vegetables. Everything you're eating is constantly keeping the body in a state of flushing them out, because they don't have you don't have their food. They're going to starve if they stay. But when your body is filled with dead meat and your colon and then your intestines and this artificial foods and all these oils smudging up all your cells, then they there to stay. You got their food. So if you want to get okay, cool. Okay, Virginio. I think I said it right, Virginio. I'm gonna hit you up after this live. And so the parasites are never there to stay in a healthy body, and that's what people get convinced of. Yes, we all get parasites, but anybody eat meat, you're walking around with 1 kilo or more of parasites at any given second. Me, I'm not walking around with any, and if I am, they're going to be eliminated by tomorrow. You see, because every day you're constantly flushing them out. When you're drinking smoothies in the morning, when you're adding ginger to your food, and you're eating your salads with onions and bell peppers, and then you add your avocados, and then you're drinking coconut water, and you're eating coconut meat, your body's going to stay. It's never, the parasites don't have an environment to live in. Everything in nature lives by consumption, so you must have its food for it to sustain itself. This is how you cure yourself of diseases. You're starved. This is why fasting works for all diseases, because you're basically starving the parasites. You're starving the disease. Because even the disease needs energy to sustain itself. You have to work hard. I seen a video. Dr. Africa, I give him credit. You have to work hard to be sick. Don't you know that? You know how hard it is to be sick? You have to work harder. You have to ignore all the things you have to know about health. You have to ignore all your thoughts. When your thoughts say you probably shouldn't eat that, or you probably shouldn't grab that, or you know what, this is not best for you. You have to ignore all that. You have to ignore your constipated butt. You gotta ignore when you're constipated. You gotta ignore the stomach pains. You gotta ignore the headache. You gotta ignore when you're breaking down the hives. You gotta ignore the boils on your arm. You have to work a lot to be sick. You have to ignore a lot of the warning signs from nature. When you get asthma, cancer, diabetes, how you have to say, like, think about it. People that walk around with cancer or diabetes or AIDS or syphilis or high blood pressure, you have to ignore your situations to keep being sick. Because once you're sick and you start to eat fruits and vegetables and eat the right things, the disease reverses. So you have to ignore health. You have to ignore life to be sick. So you have to work hard at it. So since you're working hard at being sick, you got to work just as hard to be healthy. Really harder. And the thing about it is, being healthy is easy. I don't know about y'all, but this blackberry smoothie, this triple berry banana avocado smoothie is on point. It tastes amazing, just the way life made it. So if it don't taste good to you, probably not food. So love yourself completely, family. Understand that in order, so I'm gonna give you this last little key. How to raise your vibration. In order to raise your vibration, I talked about this earlier in the video. You got to understand the law of oneness, and you got to understand the law of vibration. You are one with everything you see, everything you hear, everything you smell, everything you touch, every person you interact with, every place you go, everything you touch. You are exchanging energy. All right? And as this oneness is going to take your vibration up or down, to a state of growth or decay, health or disease. So every person you're dealing with on a daily basis, if they're not causing health, growth, and harmony, and nourishment, and vitality, transformation for the better in your life, remove them from your presence. I'm gonna show you how I threaten people. I told when I was in the tropics. It was this girl there, and I used to help her out a lot. And she used to really lash out. I don't like using names. She used to lash out on a lot of people, but she was like having me around because she tried to restore it. But one time she tried to lash on me, and I told her, listen, see, I'm not like everybody else. I know how to threaten people. You should be vibrating so high, you can threaten people with your presence, meaning that if you don't fix it, I'll leave. If you can't be a healthy expression of life, if you don't want this one, I won't come around. Your presence, you should be vibrating so high. You should be vibrating so high that you taking away your presence is enough. That's how valuable it should be. You should be able to go tell your family, be like, listen, if you don't do that, I'll leave. And they should be able to feel like, damn, I don't want him to leave. Like, hey, you bringing so much light and so much help and so much. I like having your energy. Like, no, don't leave, bro. Like, that's how you threaten somebody. You don't threaten people with guns and bullets. You threaten them with your presence. And that's how we as a black people should threaten this system. Government, Trump, if you don't fix it, we'll leave, nigga. We going to the tropics. You tell the teachers, you go to the school. If y'all can't teach my kids right, we'll leave. If your kid is in the college, watch this. If your kid is the best player on the team, you can threaten them with your presence. You ain't got to go up there and be like, oh, you'll give my son this or give my child. If you don't fix it, me and my son will go to another team. That's how valuable your kids should be. That's how valuable you should be. You should be able to threaten people with your goddamn presence. You should be able to walk into your job like, if you don't fix my check, I'm gone. Threaten them with your presence. Threaten them with your energy. That's a real threat. Amun. So yeah, I appreciate everybody. So now, let me see how much better I got. I'm gonna take questions if I can. I never get this to work right. Because it seems like the questions be coming through a lot later. So I'm going to try to go through here and see what questions I got from my phone. Y'all give me 1 second. Any questions, y'all go ahead and tap on. Y'all share this video. Y'all share it. My YouTube is Eternal Nature. You can YouTube. I got all my videos on YouTube, Eternal Nature. My Instagram is Eternal Nature. And of course my Facebook is Amun Rael. Share this video to all the loves of light that you feel like they need it, to all your reflections, to your family. Whoever you feel like can use this message, please share it. Spread the light to the world, spread the message to the world. Any questions? I'm going to go through here and just check any questions. Anybody got any questions before we get up off of here? I've been talking for a minute, getting kind of tired. So any questions real quick about what you should eat, what you be eating? Again, in the mornings, the best thing to have in the morning is fruit. Either nothing, you can fast in the morning, you can have fruit in the morning, or you can have your coconut waters, but you always want to try to fill yourself with liquids and air. So liquids is the best way to fill yourself with more oxygen in the morning. So in the morning, you want to hydrate your mind, you want to hydrate the body. You want the body, it's like your oil, it's like your gasoline. You want to come in pure with nothing in the way. In the morning is when you're eliminating toxins. Round 2, baby. So in the morning, this is when you're eliminating toxins at your highest level. This is why you use the bathroom in the morning. You wake up, you're ready to piss, you're ready to expel your fecal matter. Is because your body's trying to release its toxic load from the previous day or from the previous week, depending on how toxic you are. So the first thing you can do on the beginning of your health journey is to have you a smoothie every morning. Or what's better than a smoothie is whole fruits. But usually, whole fruits, people have a hard time doing a morning for like eating a whole thing of bananas or eating a whole bunch of oranges because it kind of gets boring. So make you a smoothie every morning. Love yourself. You have to love yourself enough to do that. When you're making you a smoothie, what you're doing, you have to change the way you think of things. It's time for you to start looking at yourself like witches and wizards. The good kind. Like you gotta look like you putting together in some of this thing that's gonna transform your body, it's gonna transform your energy. You wanna put the love and the light, you wanna put all the energy that you're trying to put in you put in the building materials to your body. The building materials into to your body of consciousness is put in your cup and on your plate. This is how you've been growing since birth based on the building materials you get from your environment, and every part about you exchanges with those elements. The skin exchanges with the elements, sun, air, water, and earth. The eyes are exchanging with, every part about you is exchanging and transforming based on the elements. Every bumblebee you see, every butterfly you see, every time you see the sun, every time you see the moon, you might even just sit and look for no reason like, the moon is just so beautiful. The moon ain't motherfucking changed. It's there all the time. It's just beautiful for some reason right now. Because it's transforming you. You're receiving energy through your eyes. When the light hits your skin, you're absorbing energy through your skin. Every part of the human organisms transform based off the elements. You cannot respect God without respecting the elements of God, respecting the elements of life, respecting the elements as life. You are nature, living in nature, living as nature. You are life, living in life, living as life. You are the creator, existing as the creation. You are the eyes through which creation will always see itself. You see? You cannot escape this being called life. It is you. And you got to transform these energies whether you want to or not. The only we say free will like you got a choice not to transform. And you don't have a choice. See, free will means you have a choice between the two choices. The two limited choices of growth and decay. You can't choose nothing outside of that. You can't choose nothing outside of health or disease as far as your transformation is concerned. This is where your transformation, this is where you're limited at. Growth or decay, health or disease, harmony or chaos, positive or negative, masculine or feminine. So you're going to transform. It's just, what are you transforming into? Everybody is here. Everybody is here, and there's nobody you've known, past, present, or future, that did not transform based off the elements. The only free will being decided is whether I'm going to transform for health or disease, whether I'm going to transform for harmony or chaos to myself, others, and all life around, whether I'm going to transform for negative or positive to self, other, and all life around. Whether I'm going to transform for peace or war, for self, other, and all life around, for love or hate, anger or happiness. We need strong bodies. We need emotional peace. We need mental clarity. And we need a radiant soul to further this generation, to change our DNA and to take on the oppressors, to the masters of deceit. The ones who oppress our consciousness. As long as you eat from the slave master, you will always be a good slave. As long as you eat from his hands. People be like, we're gonna overthrow the government. And you still taking vaccines, and you still eating their artificial foods, and you still eating Skittles and Snickers. Like, you eating from their laboratory. How you gonna overthrow them? You rely on them. You rely on them for your dead artificial nourishment. There's no way you're gonna overthrow master eating from master. People like, we're gonna go overthrow the government, and then you go to work for master, you eat from master, you come home and you serve what master told you to serve your kids, but you ready to unite with the human race. You ready to scream unity. You have to unite with self first. You have to unite with health first. And then you can serve life. And then you have the presentation, you have the mind, you have the emotions to combat those forces that are against you. Because right now all you can do is receive it. People around me know. I walk and I literally feel like the earth is walking by. And when I pick up my feet, I feel like I'm picking up the earth with it. And it's not even heavy no more, it's light. When I walk, I feel the wind behind me. I feel like the sun, the water, the air. I feel like all life will bend and weave and move and fly and swim and crawl for me. This is how you want to feel. I'm connected. I love y'all, family.